Welcome to the Mentor Studio, where today's thought leaders and leading entrepreneurs inspire and bring real-world ideas that help you take your career to levels you've only dreamed of. Now buckle in. Here's your host, Michael Silvers.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Mentor Studio podcast. I am Donna Campbell, and I am your host. And today I have two amazing, exceptional mentors with us here. It is Hoa Nguyen and Jaime Gonzalez. And I'm going to share kind of a combined introduction for both of them because they truly work together. They're truly amazing, and they're partners in every area of their life. So as you know, Hoa and Jaime are married and they are known as the lovers, and they have been together for over 17 years. And so they're blessed parents of a 7-year-old ninja warrior daughter, Athena. So they are also business partners, entrepreneurs of 18 years, accredited real estate investors, syndicators, authors, eye doctors, and with two successful multi-million-dollar practices in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And if that's not enough, Jaime is also the president and co-founder of Black Steel Investment Group that helps individuals obtain financial freedom. And helping busy professionals and families, they achieve even more financial freedom by passively investing in stabilized cash flow and multifamily real estate communities. With their partners and investors, they co-own over 6,000 apartment units with over $460 million all around the country. So their passion is to travel the world, create impact, and give back to different charities and orphanages, as well as living life to the fullest. And I don't know how they do this, you guys, but in their spare time, they wrote not one, but two international best-selling books. So one is called Think Big, and the other one is Powerful Women Immigrants Who Inspire Greatness, which includes 24 authors in over 18 countries. So thank you so much, both of you, Hoa and Jaime, for being here with us at the Mentor Studio.
Thank you so much, Donna.
Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate the great introduction you gave us. Thank you.
I love it that the two of you, and you guys get to do everything together as a partner, and not just your businesses, but in writing and raising your daughter. And so, of course, I do want to ask, how do you guys find to do it all? You're always together, but yet working together, but you have personal time and free time. And how do you guys put this all together? Because it's just truly amazing, truly, truly amazing.
You know, everything that we do, we leverage other people, and we're big into teams. So a lot of this work that we do, I call Hoa an MD, a master delegator. So she has that title that we have fondly given her. But yeah, it's all about teams, creating systems, you know. So first you have to create a system. You have to put the right people into that system. And then you can do other things that you love to do. And a lot of these things that, you know, we do now, and that's what fulfills us, right? So we give back a lot to charities. We spend time, we travel a lot with our families and with our little 7-year-old ninja, like you said. But it's all about leveraging other people and working as a team. I think that has been, you know, how we have been growing very, very quickly because of that.
And can you guys share with us a little bit more of your backstory? How did you become from eye doctors to real estate syndicators to have that ability? And then where did you learn how to start leveraging the teams? Because that seems like that's where some of that team aspect comes into place at.
Right. So Jaime and I, we've been practicing together for 16 years as eye doctors. And when, Athena was born, 7 years ago, that the reason is just kind of like that purpose of wanting to spend more quality time. I mean, we've hustled and been grinding, and being entrepreneurs it's like we were doing 50 to 70 hours a work week, and we love serving our patients. We worked really hard to become eye doctors, but we were still trading heavily our time, for money. And it was that cross path in our life when that little girl was born. And it took 9 years in the making to have her. And it really changed our priority. Like, how can we work smarter and leverage and get into the real estate avenue? And so we were fully immersed in deciding to invest money and time and learn a whole nother avenue. And that's how we learned about real estate syndications and getting in there. And we knew that we didn't want to just pick up a second job, right? We were trying to create more time freedom and learning and being able to do real estate syndications and having teams and partners and leveraging, the ecosystem and investors really helped us to be able to now hire more doctors and continue to grow our practices successfully. And we are really more oversight. Like, we practice part-time, but now we own our time. We truly control it, where we get to divvy up and do as much or as little in whatever area we are passionate about. But that time freedom from the real estate allowed us to learn and grow in masterminds and be connected to the right people for us to be able to grow.
Wow. Truly, truly amazing. And I believe in that, because you really are the sum of the people that you are around. And it's having those connections, those personal relationships with those to really learn to take that and then implement what you're taught,
Right.
and then share it with the world. So in creating that entrepreneurial mindset, what are some of your number one tips that you can share with our business community around entrepreneurship?
I think probably for me, what it was, because I didn't come from an entrepreneur background. My parents, worked very, very hard, multiple jobs, and they just wanted to, go up in the ranks in their company. Hua's parents, on the other hand, she grew up with entrepreneur mindset. She started, working at age 10 whenever she was little, but I think initially you have to surround yourself, like you said, with entrepreneur mindsets, right? So getting a mentor that teaches entrepreneurship. Start reading some of these books that are about entrepreneurship. And, like this mentor studio, I think this is a great way. I'm so glad you guys came up with this, because this is a great idea for people to tune in and learn about other backgrounds and other demographics and other lifestyles, how people got into entrepreneurship but are mega successful. So I wish I had that entrepreneur mindset whenever I grew up as a young child. But now I'm so lucky to have so many ways to connect with other entrepreneurs and share. And like, one of our passions is to have a trickle down effect, right? So we want to have a trickle down effect in this community, and we want to have a legacy for our community. But, like Hoa had that opportunity to be an entrepreneur, and she passed it down to other people. And her mom actually taught me about entrepreneurship, and her mom doesn't even speak English. She had 6 businesses in the United States without going to school, without speaking English. And she had 6 businesses. But the mindset, she had a completely different mindset a long, long time ago, that she wanted to be her own boss, and she wanted to, control her time, and she wanted to travel a lot, and she wanted to be with family. So I think, what you guys are doing is a great way to actually get started.
Really, really cool. Really cool. And where you touched on here, of course, we're at the Mentor Studio, putting it together with an entrepreneurial mindset, business leadership, and strategies. Who have been some of the top mentors, top coaches for you guys in your community to help you with your entrepreneurial mindset?
Like Jaime mentioned, at the very young age of 10, one of my first role models and mentors was my own mom. Here she was not educated yet. She was actually one who, so just seeing her, working with her, and seeing her work ethic was probably the biggest mover in my own journey of entrepreneurship. And I always remember the quote she told me. She was like, pursue your passion and be your own boss. And she never pigeonholed me to want to become a doctor, or, you know, a lot of people tease a little bit like, if you're Asian, your parents want you to be a doctor, a lawyer, or engineer. And, you know, she really,
or nail salon.
and she was like, you know, that's okay, whatever you want to do. But she was one of my early mentors. And then, of course, we have mentors in the business world. And, you know, Bill Walsh has been a big part of that, and the Power team. I honestly would not be speaking today had it not been, you know, Jaime had mentioned that he could envision me doing that one day. And then if it wasn't really Bill, you know, as our business coach, pushing us forward and just putting me on that stage and pushing constantly out of that comfort zone. So I think that's been a big needle mover for both of us, is to get out there and get on stage. And of course, we have, you know, personal development. We look up to Tony Robbins, and, you know, there's a lot of mentors that we in the personal development and the business space, but all of that, because when you are personally developing, it touches every other avenue of your life. The trickle effect in your business will escalate, and your level of confidence, and the impact, the amount of people, just the vision, like kind of thing talks about in the book, the think bigger. And the more circles and spheres, as we're opening ourselves to learn and grow, the more that we realize we're still thinking too small.
And if I could add one more
Yes.
mentor, his name's Kyle Wilson. He's from the Dallas area, and he's all about personal growth. But he was the company, the Jim Rohn company. He owned that company for a long time, and he's a marketing genius. But at the same time, you get to be an author in a book. So if people ever want to be authors, he's a great source as well to get part of that, you know, author circle. Because now, like, you know, like the other business coach, Bill Walsh, you know, a book is today's business card. You know, somebody, you know, taught us a while back, and, you know, you get interviewed even more in other podcasts, and they invite you more in different stages, but a book is very powerful.
Absolutely. And I agree with that. So speaking of books, and then of course, combining it, that being pushed out of your comfort zone to even more greatness, your book, Jaime, is called Think Big, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about your new #1 international bestseller.
Yeah, so I'm very excited. Got released a few months ago. It's #1 in like 24 categories.
Wow.
You know, that first week, you know, we went over 20 categories. So it's just about thinking bigger, right? So most of us, I would say 99% of us, are still thinking too small. And from where I came from, you know, my backyard was a landfill. I was a dumpster diver, and my thought and my goals were, you know, just to have a good job, you know, and, you know, kind of be stable. But, you know, I was thinking too small. And then I was thinking, okay, well, my goal now is to be an eye doctor. Well, I already attained that 15, 16 years ago. I was still thinking too small. So what now? I want to, you know, help even more people and a lot more charities. And we call it the moonshot, right? Shoot for the moon. And something that can scare you, something like, you know, set those goals almost non-attainable, and something that's going to scare you a little bit. But that's what the, you know, mainly the book is about. There's a lot of good authors in there. You know, Brian Tracy is in the book as well. And
Nice.
yeah, so it's just a great book, and for people to have a different mindset, and, you know, entrepreneurship, and, you know, set your own time. We want to have time freedom, like Hoa mentioned, you know, so, and that's what gives us satisfaction, you know, spending the time with whoever we want at any point in time.
Nice. And I know both of you gave credit to Hua's mom for mentoring or following her lead and example. And while your book is Powerful Women Immigrants Who Inspire Greatness. So share with us your international bestseller.
Yeah, so mine, you know, my story, I was born in the Philippines in a refugee camp. So imagine, my parents fleeing Vietnam after the war, coming to America to find that American dream. And here we're living proof of it. I came when I was 8 years old, and not just my own story and my mom, but 24 women from 18 countries sharing not just where we are today, but more importantly, the challenges and the strategies of how we were able to go from that point to building and creating impact and living the life we are living now in that book. And you hear so many different perspectives. And the goal of the book is really to uplift and inspire women all around the world. Mm-hmm. And so really, this is a movement for us. So we will be traveling to different countries. Mm-hmm. And this is 100% pure profit. All of the sales for these books, not just a short period of time, but forever, will go to charity, and it'll go to end human trafficking. And so that's a big part of what we like to do. But we also, as a woman, all of the 24 women, as many of us who can travel to different countries for this movement. So we're super excited about that. And we just launched it August 5th.
Really, really cool. And yes, so share with me here really quick. How are you guys fulfilled? What's next for you? What's coming up? You've already accomplished so much. You've been so inspiring, and I know there's more to come. So what are some things you guys might be working on?
And, what fulfills us now is giving back. We were so short-sighted and kind of thinking, well, we're making a lot of money, and if we make more, is that really good? But we came to realize it's like we make more money, and the more we can distribute and help others, that's what fulfills us. That's what makes us happy. We can see changes to what we give, different charities. So that's what fulfills us. Now we like to teach a lot of the youth about financial literacy. So we think financial literacy, whenever you're young, if you don't know financial literacy, that's where a lot of the problems start. And once you have a family, if you don't have financial literacy, then you're going to mount those problems as well. And then that's, a lot of the issues with marriages and things like that is because of finances. So, one of our goals is to teach more about financial literacy, especially with the youth. We have actually a financial freedom show. And we have guests that are entrepreneurs and that talk about how, they got to the point to where they are now, but they give a lot of tips, kind of like in the mentor studio, how did they get there? And these all started from all different types of demographics. We had one particular lady, she was actually in jail for a period of time, but she came out and was very, very successful because, she developed a different mindset, in the short period of time that she was there. But we want to develop platforms for more kids to gain that financial literacy. So that's something that I'm very excited about. And also, about financial freedom with the investments, the apartment investing that we do. So we have a lot of passive investors that actually get passive income by investing in some of these apartments that we actually purchase. So, we call it mailbox money because they don't have to do anything. They don't have to be a landlord, but they're, every month or every 3 months, quarterly, they're actually getting money whenever they invest in these communities. And then at the same time, we help these communities improve and get better and become an actual community from that apartment complex. So, and then we help out a lot of other charities as well. So we want to help more people, more charities. We want to travel more so we can actually, expose, our daughter to some of these other cultures that she can learn from.
Yeah. And one of my other passions, obviously, besides Jaime, what Jaime's saying is, we're getting a platform to go speak internationally. So this coming week, we'll be spending 2 weeks in Vietnam to speak. I've been invited to speak to a group of international women in South Africa. And so I love uplifting and just inspiring others and helping people find their own inner light and help them shine and radiate out. And so that's one of our passions for why we go and really why we picked up speaking. And I push through my fear of public speaking. And every single time I get on stage, or even today, anytime I speak, it's still, I get those nerves. But
You do.
I do, every single time. And right, Donna, but when I understand and I know the deeper why, it's so fulfilling. And it's something that we've absolutely been honored and we're blessed. And I want to make sure that, we do our part to pay it forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One last question here for you guys. What is something fun about each of you that others may not know?
I'm known as the hustler in bowling and Texas Hold'em.
I love it. Oh, perfect.
She is a hustler. She is great at bowling. I can attest to that. She has trophies. She used to compete at all men's leagues and win. So yes. And probably something about me. I want to live, I want to have a health span to 120 years old. So I practice a lot on longevity.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So most people.
I often think about that. What would it be like? And if you can be 35 forever, right?
I'm actually 88 years old. And,
and we look like we're 35. I'm in. I'm totally in. All right. How can people get in touch with you if they want to know more about entrepreneurship, mindset, business, real estate, books, all the great things you guys are doing? How can they get in touch with you?
And so we do have a website, more real estate entrepreneur based. It's called passivewealth23.com. Or you can email us if you'd like. It's jaime@blacksteel23.com and Hoa, HOA @blacksteel23.com.
Perfect. All right. We'll include all of that in the show notes so everybody can get in touch with you. We are truly blessed and inspired here at the Mentor Studio that you guys get to be a part of our community. And thank you so much for spending this time here with me.
Thank you so much
for
Donna.
having us. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you.
We're honored that you invested time with us today at the Mentor Studio. Now, don't be greedy. Share this knowledge bomb with all your dope peeps on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Actually, we'll even pay you to do it. To get the deets, please check out thementorsstudio.com.